Sorry. A little technical difficulties, and now your hair looks better. What happened?
It's been so crazy.
It goes like this.
I know. It just needs a cut. This is just from sleeping.
Oh, you woke up like that.
Yeah, every time like I don't do anything. I have
I
to like
like it.
go and push it down.
Why don't you just go totally zero? Zero it out.
Bald?
Yeah, have you?
No. Uh
Why?
yeah, when I was like 6 when I had lice.
Oh. What? That's not a problem when you're an adult. You have three
Let me
children.
feel my head here. Yeah, maybe it's okay. No big lumps.
Well, hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
So did you suffocate?
Oh, with my mind.
Yeah, or really the first technique, I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I've done this before."
Yeah,
And
yoga.
I played with it, closing everything. And then he's like, "No, I really want you to go and suffocate and fall unconscious." And I was like, "Okay, I gotta push a little more." And yeah, I've been in a funk, I think, because of my back.
Mm.
The pain is just annoying, and then I feel dysfunctional, and I start to question everything, like why, you know, like why would this happen to me? This suffering, like why is because it's I start to talk about with other people, and it doesn't seem like people pull muscles very often. But for me, I'm like a couple times a year on the regular, and so I've just been in like a very heady space. I was like, I'm gonna do a good suffocation here, and I went pretty far, and just came out and just felt so awake and alive, and was like, wow,
Really? You actually tried it?
yeah,
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I'm tempted to like have you try it too, right now.
Try me?
Yeah.
Want to try it together?
Okay.
Okay, walk us through it.
Okay. So I go thumbs on the ears, and then fingers on the eyes, pinkies on the nose. And then what I'll do with this once I found out that the point is to suffocate and not to like see how long you can hold your breath is I'll exhale all my air first and
Mhm.
then do it. Do you want to?
Yeah, I
Okay.
need to had my
Yeah, yeah.
headsets up. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Oh. Ah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow. It does wild things to the body. Like you
Yeah. Ooh.
So the first thing I noticed is my somewhere in my navel there's like a violence, like a very it's like contracting, and I can feel all this energy move down there. And then if I push a little further, which then I can feel it in like root chakra, but
Mm.
it's like seizing. It's like my system
Mm.
is like, you idiot. Like
Mhm,
go. Um and then after it's like blood rushes to my ears and my the senses I
Hmm.
had covered. So it's just like this rush. Yeah.
Okay, and just to give a little explanation for whoever is listening and watching us going crazy like this, the technique in this is to close all the seven holes, one, two, three, four, five, six, and seven, and eliminate so consciousness stays in, it doesn't leave out. And I love how he explained this. So what happens is that it stays in and it's locked in so you can find the center. And I didn't try it until now. And for me, what happened is that I felt hot, a lot of hot energy inside, literally kind of brewing me and uh,
Cooking.
cooking me, cooking me. And I wanted to move. It wanted to move forward. It was like kind of like trying to go this way in front, like this whole frontage was very activated. And then I started laughing because I noticed the sensations of the body. There's nowhere to go, yet you're controlling it fully. And then I was like, let me just stay longer. So he says, stay longer right there before, because you're not gonna die, right? So there's, it's not that easy to die.
Yeah. It's very difficult to.
It's very difficult to die, yes. And I like the mind is stopping and it's kind of like trying to, it's almost like it's not even there because there's no breath. And I like that I understood that. So I was able to drop in without panicking. But yeah, my energy was very hot and it moved right up front here. It wanted to get out through my chest. It felt like really, really cool. I knew you're going to do this one.
What do you mean?
I was blown away by the heart
Yeah.
lotus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I was like, I don't want to do this with my mind. I don't. Because I was so against it. And then I remember he said, you will know that something is for you when it
Mm.
really disturbs you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm even in that. You seem comfortable enough that it's probably not the technique for you.
I like the feeling inside. And I like to know that I locked my consciousness inside because it has
Hmm.
no exits. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Like with that one, he says, don't practice it. It needs to be sudden. And I like
Mm-hmm.
that there's like an element of reset back to life.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so my hope is that the next time I'm feeling like I'm quote unquote dying, I'll just be like, all right, I'm gonna plug all my shit and come back to come back to life.
Curious, your pain, is your pain gone as well while you're shut off?
Oh yeah, that's like not relevant. The pain it
Well,
like and the pain right now is not intense. It's just like
mm,
a dull ache, and then I'm reminded when I have to pick something up.
mm,
But yeah, everything shuts off. Initially, so when plugging everything, initially there's like a couple thoughts like, wow, we must seem crazy right now on camera. And then pretty quickly it's just body sensations and intensity.
hmm.
Yeah.
And almost like arousal to stop it. Mind wants to stop it. Like I'm not thinking, I don't have a thought, I'm inside. But yet something inside of me is almost like sensing the ending
Hmm.
and it wants to continue breathing, to continue being alive and feel alive. And I love how he connects the moment there's no breath, there's no mind.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And he said that many times throughout. A lot of techniques are related to breathing and stopping the breathing so you can stop the mind and sense yourself back inside.
Hmm. Yeah, and this is a much more direct, like quote unquote masculine approach to the
Hmm.
techniques, right? But the other,
Yeah.
the more feminine things with breath, it's almost like you're becoming so focused on, like he says, the feeling of the breath on the edge of your upper lip or the space between breaths
Mm.
or the coming and going of it and just like a settling energy. And he says at some point in focusing on it, you will stop breathing, which my interpretation of that just meant um, that your conscious I am breathing goes away. And then there's an element of like, how far did I go? Kind of like when you're driving down a highway and you get somewhere and then you're like, I don't remember any of what I was driving. I was just, um, that's my interpretation of what's happening. Whereas this is more like, yeah, different extreme.
Mm.
Yeah.
To shut the mind so it doesn't go into the extreme.
Mhm.
So true. The pendulum to the mind.
Mhm.
I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so miserable. Like boom, boom, boom,
Mhm.
boom.
Yeah, I'm thinking too about like extreme states. One of them being like an anxiety attack.
Mm.
And if you think about what's happening, it's like someone's mind is just going haywire. It's just going to the extreme. So the body starts to react and panic and lose its breath. And there's a feeling of suffocation, a feeling of death.
Mm.
And then when I've seen it in person, like an intense anxiety attack, usually afterward there's a very
Low.
yeah, there's like the catharsis. Um, so long as they're not in this place of feeling guilt or shame or like embarrassment. Yeah.
And these are real states,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like those are the dysregulative states where you actually cannot think straight. And how I understand them and how I understand them is that when the mind drives the dysregulation of the body, you're almost like so out of your center. What he also points out is that you cannot see what is happening. You identify with such extreme and you cannot separate it until the body gets down into the regulative state and regulated, coherent, almost like that you can see that you're not under the threat that you thought you see, that you can actually become aware between what's the mind and where is you. And these two just become one when we're so freaked out and dysregulated. So it's very powerful how
Mm-hmm.
mind drives the body, and then how you need the body to regulate itself. It takes a long time, and if you're stuck in the states of the mind's agenda, the body's really harshly, like it's hard, has a hard time regulating. So you really have to take steps, ac- actual steps to regulate, either put the body in the water or breathe, the technique of breathing and slowing down the pace.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, are these two connected? My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just reflecting on your workshop you're putting on. You have headphones, eye masks.
Yeah.
You can just come up and just plug people's noses for them.
But this is specifically so that way you can enhance the sense and focus on it. So meaning
Mm-hmm.
it's more that the mind is coming back into your sense, or you actually can feel the heat inside your body, or, like the energy of someone else passing by. So when you blindfold and you take out this sense, and then you take out the headsets, and then you enhance it with the music, for example,
Mm-hmm.
um, then you actually are initiating the sensations in the body, out of which now you can think, right? Or which now you can create. But the interesting thing is that you don't get there without knowing what is happening. So that's why the lecture is important for it. But I love that because it enhances everything. The way you move, it slows down everything. How you touch something. If you touch
Mm-hmm.
the brush, just a rough surface of something, you will feel it much more because these are almost eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
So all your other senses get enlarged, which is why people that are deaf can
Mm-hmm.
have a new sense growing. The people that are blind also can tune into a different senses, or enlarge their sense of smell or a taste. So really, really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love to play with that. It's so
Mm-hmm.
simple, yet so it can be so dialed up intentionally for some sort of invocation of the experience inside.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Unexplainable experience inside.
Yeah.
Wonders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So today you're wearing a shirt that says "Can't beat the feeling."
Yes.
So let's talk about the heart center,
But we're skipping all the yelling in the beginning.
the yelling.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
You know, the scolding. You don't know yourself and you don't know who you are. And oh, you didn't feel scolded?
Oh, I mean, I was gonna say this to you in our talk today. I was like, man, there's an element of OSHO where you kind of feel like, hey, take it easy.
Yeah. That's why it's like he goes direct. He no filter. You are existing at the minimum, not at the maximum peak, but you are a minimum. It's very offensive. You can say I am. That is all you can say.
Yeah.
You're not dead. That is what you mean by being alive. So what?
Yeah.
I
You're
I
deadly
love,
alive. Deadly alive, living a dead-like life.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You said you love it.
I love that I react to it, that I
Mm-hmm.
feel offended. And listen, this, and I sometimes I just laugh at it because most of the time there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
The literature to me is a portal. Any type of verbiage that it's placed from, I can't, there's no sense of him being ill, ill-willed,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, uh, it's a tough teacher that wants you to feel the toughness so you can do something about it, right? It's not supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be all easy breezy, but he calls out, wow, mm. All your
Yeah.
feelings of of certainty are false and momentary. One moment you will feel that you are certain, but the next moment the certainty will have gone because in each moment you have a different center.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have a permanent center, a crystallized center. Each moment is an atomic center. So each moment has its own self.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like by addressing the listener directly, the humanity, that he disturbs you from your sleep, and then you get to choose at that point. Do I want to continue to wake up or do I want to go back to sleep after this?
Mhm.
Meaning, like, okay, I'm feeling defensive or I'm
Mm.
feeling like he's calling me out or embarrassed or whatever it is. And then, okay, now to decide what to do with it. And he beautifully, and this is the thing about Osho is it doesn't take very long for you to continue listening or reading and then be guided through like, okay, like he pushes you off so you lose your balance
Mhm.
and then you start to focus on getting your balance back. Meanwhile, he's centering you into a new space and showing you something new. It's like until it's like you're climbing a mountain and you tell someone all the safety rules, but they're very brash. Maybe they're an Aries rising and they don't listen. And until they have like uh, a slip or a fall and see the necessity of it, and then at that point they can choose to change how they approach it or change their viewpoint. Um, yeah, if nothing else, your viewpoint will change
Mhm.
even subtly. Like it doesn't have to be like this extreme shift in perspective or approach. And I feel like a lot of these plant a seed and then it gets watered over time. Yeah.
Yeah. And he twists the mind often. And I love the story about staring
Yeah.
at the guy. I laughed at it because the story goes, a man announces he wants to get married, he's in love, and Osho just stares at him. And then, because of the intensity, he changes his mind and says, okay, wait, am I really in love? What's happening? Am I doing something? Is marriage not gonna last?
Hmm.
And Osho says nothing and continues to stare intensely into it. And then he changes his mind again. Oh, wait a minute, did I make a mistake?
Hmm.
Continues stare. And the question is, you changed your mind in a form of 5 minutes, 10 times. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Just to prove the point that the mind is not, the mind, when certain, is actually very untrue,
Hmm.
not centered, because it changes the points all the time. It goes all over the place, which can also drive to way extreme and then pendulating on the opposite side with the momentum when we feel dysregulated. And I love that. And I laughed at it because it's so true. If he would just stare, and then I imagined how his face would be like scary. I would die laughing. It's like, what? What you staring at? And
Yeah. And in that context, you would expect someone to be like, "Congratulations, I'm so happy for you."
yeah,
So he's like flipping the script of expectation, and then it disturbs the mind, and then the mind starts to seek, how can I get the expected result that I was
out of
looking for? Yeah.
yeah. And that's the way that I like, because it really calls out your mind. It really disturbs the mind. Like his coldness or roughness disturbs directly the mind. Somehow it
Hmm.
never does disturb the heart because it's like it either touches you here or it's not. And I almost like I'm getting the feeling that all these annoyance and irritations and agonies and they're just techniques to shut your mind, calm it, or
Hmm.
just totally know and learn how to play with it when it plays the games on you. I love that.
Hmm.
That's why I say I feel called out, because I feel called out. Like, I thought I knew how to do everything in life all the way up to this point. And this guy comes in through the words and calls it out as a
Yeah.
bullshit. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Thank
Yeah. Well, it is interesting too. I was having a second layer thought around it of, I get to choose whether this is true for me or not. So like if he's calling me out, I'm feeling something, ultimately I get to weigh it against my experience and decide, am I total or am I minimum? Am I maximum? Where does
you.
this,
Yeah,
how true is
take
this?
control.
Yeah, there's the control piece. And also there's a yes and there's the complexity of being human, the complexity of awareness, which means that I gained some and then I have a moment of being asleep and then I have more awareness and then there's moments of being asleep. And in a sense, it's interesting because he's like, there's the Buddha talk of not being extreme, but then Osho will say things that sound very, very crystal clear, black and white. Like you're either over here or you're over here, and there is no in between. And I think that it helps to bring us to a state of welcoming in something new and just,
Mm.
you know, like to be truly humble, you have to come to a place of realization that, yeah, I don't have this figured out. Maybe none of us have it figured out.
Mm-mm, mhm, mm-mm,
The
mhm.
blind leading the blind.
And just that invites, like, you cannot claim anything actually as like, you cannot claim that you found it
Yeah.
or that this is the way.
Oh, it's so hard
Hmm. What's hard?
not being able to claim that you've found it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's humbling too. Do you see? But it drives you to the extreme when this is me. And then you realize, but it's not really the truth. And it drives you right back down on your knees to be like, oh my God, I thought I knew and I don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it comes at an interesting time for me personally because I'm in this like limbo, liminal space of not producing something and then knowing that something will come. Like I'm confident of that, but trusting like that I need this period of quiet from my own voice, from my own mind, and almost like saturating into the energies, the experiences that I'm having now.
Mm,
And the difficult part of that is I'm like, where's my confidence? You know, part of it is like feeling injured, like I can't move. There's a freedom in movement that I really crave. Um, and maybe for me, maybe that's why I have these,
mm,
muscle tears or whatever, so that I can deepen into something, I can become humble in something, and then feel, yeah, feel more gratitude or reach deeper in that expression. But ultimately, I'm noticing my confidence is low, and I'm like, when I was doing AI written monologues, I was gaining confidence, and then when I was doing business content, I was feeling very confident, and I have a new perspective now of like both of those, and ultimately most things that we could do, like we could produce, are quite fragile in the sense of I've got the method, or I've got this figured out, or I have the secret sauce. Like, and that's part of that too is like this what's happening with AI. It's like it's becoming available to everybody. The
mm,
answers, right? The solutions that we seek. And it's no longer even with people who are like AI researchers who are at the forefront and are trying to be like thought leaders and like how we're moving forward. They're like kind of in a panic, realizing that they thought that, okay, by using it, by being at the forefront, they could be ahead or they could lead and they will maintain their jobs for a longer period of time.
mm,
And now realizing like, no, it's just a matter of time because of the math and how it works out. And so, you and I have talked before, I think more on Gene Keys about like this meaning crisis
mm,
that as a collective we're entering into. And I'm going through my own mini meaning crisis in my own life because I'm like, in not producing, there's this weird second order effect where I have less confidence because
mm,
there's like a false sense of I've got it. Like I said, there's a sense of I've got it figured out when I make a video, I write it, and then I publish it. It's like, yeah, see, I'm doing something, contributing, even if uh even if it doesn't go viral. It's like there's still a sense of like I'm producing, and when I stop all producing, it's just input and then my own self, and I get to worm through the soil and through the dirt and figure out what's really here,
mm,
and like exploring deep feelings. Where am I centered with Osho? Where where am I at? Where have I been with astrology? Where are we going with Jinkies and also astrology? And it's like going in and also feeling the expansion out. And then when I go out in public and have social experiences, just feeling like a greater distance now. Whereas before,
wow.
yeah, and I think it's like what is driving that? What is driving this change? But yeah, it's a weird place. You know, February, I'm excited for it because I'm like, I have this hope that I'll be like, got it.
This hope. Wait, but can we dissect what you just said?
Yeah, I said a lot, so good luck.
Okay, so
The rabbit runs.
you're now internalizing yourself a lot, meaning there's nothing
Mm,
else outside that it actually is you find yourself in, that there's nowhere else to go other than inside. And then you're discovering these parts of you. And then the more inside, and here's where you come, how I understand, come to the realization, the more inside you get to know yourself, the more distant you realize that you are from people around you, from your collective. True?
hmm
Does that scare you?
Yeah,
Why?
I was just reading about this yesterday. I think it was I did some astrology rabbit holing, but some aspect, asteroid or whatever, is this feeling like no matter how close I get with someone, I still won't be understood, and there's still this gap. So this fear, and the more I reflect on it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something that I've had for a while. This fear that I'll never really be fully gotten, like fully understood, or it's like I'll never be able to match. And so it's like just a deep feeling of aloneness.
Mm. And how can you sit with that feeling of aloneness?
Can I?
Mhm. But
Mm-hmm.
really, like, feel, get it,
Yeah.
to know it, what it feels to be really lonely,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um,
alone.
yeah, I've done this before, and yeah, it's a tough feeling.
Yeah,
There's
it's your. Mhm.
Yeah, it's tough, but there's like the deepest component of it. Like after feeling it, there's some like there's some like it's like you have to go in and going into it, there's an explosion out. Like I come to this point of realization and feeling of like what is it that I'm afraid of?
Mhm.
And ultimately it's to not be matched, to not be understood, to not be felt like one to one. And if I unpack it cerebrally, so like maybe I'm wrong for doing this, but um logically it's just like if I wanted someone to be able to do that, they would have to have all of my experiences
Mhm.
and they would have to have my exact social relationships. They would have to have my exact upbringing, all my traumas, all my insecurities, all of it. And that person would be me. And that's who I am. And then it's like, oh, I'm feeling alone because it's like some part of me is not fully accepting what this experience is. And
Mhm.
inherently, that is very lonely. It's a very lonely feeling. And there's like the shadow side of aloneness, which is lonely or lonesome, or like it's like this longing. And then there's, I feel like the gift in it, which is on the other side of acceptance. But yeah.
And when you say the sense that I will never be matched equally, what does that mean? Does that mean the way I love you, I will never be loved back?
Oh, no. Hmm.
I have all this love to give to you, and you will never be able to reciprocate back the same because mine is endless. What does that mean? Match.
Um, it's not that. It's more that um why is it so hard to put into words? It's more it's quite simple actually. It's just like all of my interests, quirks, desires, um like like in love or in friendships or in, between you and I, it's like we have spheres of shared experience. And I think as you develop relationships, those spheres can expand. But it feels, in my own experience, that my spheres are so much. And it's not like compare. It's not like I have so much more. It's just to bring someone in. What I desire the most is like to bring someone in and have them see the edges of all of my spheres, and then be like, me too. Whatever that means.
I'm gonna continue. I just have two more
Please, yeah.
questions. And where is this coming from?
Where is it coming
These quirks, these parts of you.
from? My experience.
But and no, but where, who, where, what is okay, let's go back to the centers. Where's the center of this need? I want you to see the whole of me, all
Yeah.
these different parts. I need you
Yeah,
to
it's my
see
heart.
that I'm more.
My heart.
It's your heart,
Hmm.
but is it?
But is it like the sense of longing when I sit with it? It emanates out from the heart, and then that's what that is. And then there's probably like the seeking part that's from the mind. I think thinking. Yeah, the hardest part is like
Making sense
l-
of it.
longing and loneliness is such a deep feeling that I try to um use my cerebellum to get out of it, or my prefrontal cortex, um to explain it so that it can be less painful, right? Or that's the hope, that's the idea. It's like if I can make sense of this, then it won't hurt as bad. And ultimately, the heart, that's just like the function of the heart. It's to feel the feeling and be with it. And out of that, something new emerges. That's like the avoidance of it, right?
Yeah. And you touched, oh gosh, I have so much to say about this.
Go ahead. We're here.
Uh, a couple things. Um, and we go all the way back to the end of this when he talks about the love. There's love behind the love that we think of, meaning the love of the heart is just giving. It's not asking anything in return. It almost radiates out and it goes to the infinity and back. And how I actually perceived this and felt it in my experience was, but I don't love you. I love you and through you. But
I said chill. Sorry.
and I learned how not to seek. Okay, let me elaborate. My mic is falling down slowly. It's like falling.
I see
What?
it.
What?
Tighten the screws.
Oh, here.
What's Mercury doing for you right now?
Um, when I felt lonely, in love with another person, was I know exactly what you say, what you mean by saying, I love you this much and I will never, I know you will never reciprocate back nor see me who I am. And this is so painful almost to accept because look at me, I have a big love, right? So I can all these things. Can't you see a magic, a magical? Can't you see how big my love is? And then I realized to ask a human who is not me to love me the same way like I love them is it's unfair. It's impossible. It's unfair. I'm asking too much. It's too much for a person in front of me to know how I love, to know the amounts, numbers, scale of my love. It's impossible for that person to do. So I'm asking for absolute impossible. And I'm not seeing what that person, I will never be able to understand what that person formulates as love for me. Never. It's a transaction, actually. Watch this. So now I claim I love you. And by claiming, I want that back. Because listen, I love you. You should love me back. That's how it goes, I think. But what I learned is can I love through you as the door? And can I pass my love through you to the infinity and not ask anything in return? To me, that drops me from here, expecting the mirror, the reflection back, the boomerang back, the exchange, to total just giving. And I this is new to me. Okay, so this is just something that I was forced to do, almost like I was so pushed that I had nowhere else to go than to choose. Okay, well, I love this person through to the infinity. And if the love is energy, and the energy has its some sort of waves that it passes through, right? So let's just assume that's the case. Can I continue loving? And that continuation will touch that person's heart. That's why I wanted to find David White's poem of the vows. The only true vows that are silent are the truthful vows. And I'm butchering it totally. But the vows that we say out loud are the ones we
Mm-hmm.
break. And I love that poem. And it almost invites you to go back to the heart and not ask anything in return for the love that you give.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a sense of gifting, and it comes only from the heart and the heart does not ask anything in return. And he says it really nicely here. It's like there is a love beyond the love that I think of you is. When Buddha came back after abandoning his wife 15
Mm-hmm.
years, I was like, oh, that hurts. But yet, so can I love through you and continue expanding in love? And will that then make me feel like I need more than what I think I need? Will that then make me feel that I am unlovable because I will always feel unlovable by the limited person who is in front of me by default limited, meaning, can you love me and not tell me ever that you love me? And by not telling me, you're not limiting it. And by not telling me, you're actually not expecting anything in return. Can I love you even when you leave me? Can I love through you to the infinity and never back? Can my love be expectationless? So I questioned it. I questioned the way I love. And I decided to extend my love. And really, it became unlimited, which is, by the way, with no conditions. It became. Yeah, I get mad at it sometimes. But the fact of the matter is that I can experience the love that it's unlimited through the person that is limited and still touch that person's heart. Another example.
Mm.
If I'm going to hug you intentionally, and that intention consists of, okay, I'm going to hug you so good, and you're never going to know what I think and where my intention is going, that you're going to feel my heartbeat. My mind formulates some sort of intention about it, but I'm coming back with intention into my heart and I'm going to hug you. And when I'm hugging you and coming close to you in this split second, my heart is opening up like this. Okay. I visualize it, use it, opens up like this, and I'm entering into, and I'm kind of hugging you with my heart. And then my arms come around you and I'm holding you for just 1 second. It's so uncomfortable, yet you're melting. Something is inside. And then I wonder, why do people want to hug me at the gym? Dude, like, no joke, all men want to hug me. And I know for a fact it is not erotic or sexual. I know.
Mm.
And they hug, not on the side, they hug with
Yeah,
full
full
chest
hug.
out. I have to cover my boobs because they're like, boom, like, dude, heart to heart. And I'm like, oh my God, it hurts. Like, right? It's like
Hmm.
you're forgetting.
Hmm.
So I'm literally like, I have to arch my shoulders a little bit to
Yeah.
leave the space because it hurts physically. But they literally want to grab and hold it. That's nothing related to my mind. And I don't understand it, and I never understand it, and I do not want to understand it. I want them to feel this through because I want my love to be giving to the infinity. And I don't want it back. I'm not expecting it anymore back. All this to say, if I if I'm asking you to see me, who am I asking? And is it fair to ask another limited mind to see you as unlimited?
No.
It's totally unfair. And when you realize that it's unfair, that you don't ask. You're kind of like, oh my God, I can't ask this from you.
Hmm. Yeah.
But relate the same thing to the infinity. Watch this. Expand beyond and go to the infinity when there's no boundaries. Everything is abundant. And ask that to love you back. How do you feel?
Yeah. Deeply held and accepted. Hmm.
Seen, same, equal.
Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there too.
Oh, we have time. It's just Wednesday.
Just another day. Um, mm. It's interesting when Carly was doing energy healing for people, she would do it through a hug. And I would ask her about it because I never got to experience it for whatever reason. Whenever she would, I'm like, can I get some of that? And she would do it. And I'm like, I mean, it felt like a nice hug. But I would ask her about it and she would say, yeah, I just open everything and just let whatever they have come into her body, and then she says she would feel like if they have a block somewhere, and then she would breathe into it or burp or purge,
Mm.
and she would do this thing like relaxation, which is, if you think about it, just like opening your heart really wide, and you could see physical reactions in people. Even like there was a couple men who dropped down to the floor because they were just like, I don't know, dizzy, or they had loss of energy or whatever. And then she would like physically purge with some people. And then it got to a point where once she was pregnant, I think. Yeah. So it was in between pregnancies, and she had gotten done breastfeeding and she got pregnant. And then it kind of just went away. And there's like the energy exchange, and when you're opening your heart up to people, you inevitably will take on, like, that's what you're purging through your body, right? So like I think she was protecting her role as a mother, and like that had to turn off. And I've asked her about, like, what if this came back on? What if she's like, well, it was an experience that I'm, and from my vantage point, I'm still astounded because she was so open during that time, and every time she had to approach, she had to open up again and open up without knowing. Like she had to let go of this completely because she didn't know what was happening. She couldn't possibly know what was happening or why it was happening.
Mm.
Um, and when it went away, she had to open up to that experience too of like, now I'm no longer the person who can hug people and cause like a huge change in their lives. And it's just like continual opening the heart and being open to whatever life is in that moment. And I'm inspired by that. And I often, when I feel these states of like loneliness or low confidence or longing, they're always tied in with my inability to let go of some idea or some desire or um, some frustration. I mean, whatever it is, it's just like I just, it's right there in front of us. The infinite is right here, like you say, and you find it by loving through someone. And I feel deep in this longing that for me, like my challenge and opportunity is in loving through myself.
Mm.
And ultimately, like that's why it's hard, and that's why I crave the one-to-one mirroring so much, is because I'm asking myself, like, can you just accept one level further and then just be okay with, it's me and me, it's my heart, and in realizing that there's like, okay, yeah. I think this is sorry, I'm like kind of jumping a little bit, but
I'm following.
I think this is a little bit of cascade effect from unpacking shame. Shame has been like a key theme over these last couple of weeks, and it's continuing, but it's like it's emanating out, and I'm finding different ways in which it manifests and how it impacts relationships, how people see themselves. And um it's it's wild to me. I know it's not everything, but there's a part of my mind that wants to latch on and be like, I have the thing, the way that we should be looking at the world, and everyone needs to hop on board my train. Like, let's look at
Yeah.
shame, all of us, and unpack it. It really, it's just like it's a useful tool, and it's coming up for me. And what is it opening up, and how can I let go more of the stories around shame and how that's impacted my life, and then how I'm actually still continuing to shame other people, whether my
Mm.
family or friends or strangers. And yeah, I'm just honoring this space. And two, there's like, you know, I think already. You seem like very experienced in the realm of uh shame and acceptance as like themes of life, because
Hmm.
yeah, um yeah, it's just like there's
Their experience.
just stacks on. There's layers and layers and layers to it.
Yeah, you said it right. It doesn't stop. Just the other day, I actually with my friend about it, and he asked me, "What makes you think you can charge that much for your workshop?" Of course, I'm like, well, instantaneous. This time around, I said, it's worth them. What
Hmm.
makes me think I can charge that much for a workshop? So you're getting way more than what I'm charging, actually.
Yeah.
Confidently, I said it, and then I carried it home, and I was like, yeah, this is literally what came out because it's true, and you're getting way more than what you are expecting to get. But the way that he asked was very much triggering, right? So it's almost like invites you to justify yourself and defend yourself. And then I'm thinking, wait, this is self-worth. This literally
Hmm.
means my time, my knowledge, my experience, my everything is worth enough. And only, and this is why I started doing the shorts to explain, because I don't want you to read the dead words. I want you to see my eyes. I want you to feel my energy, and I want you to see that I am not perfect. Right. So it's almost like, okay, well, this is what's coming up and I own it 100% with the shame, embarrassment, and everything else. But why am I able to own it now rather than before when I wanted to be perfect on Instagram and I changed my socials 3 times in the 3 years? Because none of it was my museum of art.
Hmm.
Right. So now it's becoming my museum of art where I express myself the way I am because I find it worth reading. I find it worth reading. And maybe I'm doing this for myself, but I am almost more and more certain that it will find the right people, the right
Yeah.
energies. Not people, everybody can see it, but it's gonna almost, it sets the boundary because no matter what, I come back to it, it still rings the truth for everything that I said, everything that I write, and who I am becoming. Uh, the looks, the feels, the words, the sounds, everything. So I was like, okay, well, how is he not feeling that he's worth? And I'm feeling his,
Mm.
what's the difference? Like he feels his time is worth free, and I feel my time is worth the charge. What is the difference? And I was like, where is this coming from? So I literally went and I Googled it. Okay, let's just Google what is the percentage of low and high self-esteem in the United States. And then what turned out to be it's 85% of United States people, and I know why I'm saying this, bear with me, have a low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is low confidence, self-worth. And then, which means that only 15% of people feel worthy to just be themselves. And
I'm sure
then,
it's lower than that, actually.
yes, and then I pressed it for my for my country, what is the percentage of low esteem or high self-esteem in Serbia? 85% of people have a high self-esteem.
Hmm.
And then I was like, wait, it doesn't make sense. Why? Which answers why I went back to the history to see where am I coming from? And why am I really not stubborn? I'm actually confident in what I offer. And I'm becoming more and more confident the more I build, even if there's no feedback, because I know deeply down one day for someone will ring the bell and my door will be open and you will get way more as I felt since the beginning. And why? Because we were, watch this, because we were destroyed and rebuilt again, destroyed and rebuilt again,
Hmm.
shamed and stood
Hmm.
strong. It is literally not only in the culture, but it is in the blood
Hmm.
of the Serbians to stand up against the failure. So if you're ready and feeling like, okay, I can take the shame, I will embarrass myself, but trust me, if I know who I am, I will stand up with it and say, yes, I own this. This is me too. And it's so interesting to understand that the self-esteem and that confidence that you were talking about earlier comes, with the culture that you're born into, with these like rounds of incarnations that you're coming into the same bloodline if you do. And then it's also built in, but it's built in this lifetime by failure, which is why people don't want to fail, want to be perfect, which is why that adoration is the fakeness of like, adore me, like me.
Yeah.
I crave this attention. So you make me feel worth rather than myself. But Actually, that itch for inch the fall, I want to fail at the beginning, hard again and again and again, and then it becomes more right. So it gets harder before it gets easier. And that's the
Hmm.
mindset I come from. That's why people that come from the third world countries have nothing to eat. I never told you the story where I come from, but literally, I was in a borderline poverty, grew up in poverty, literally, with leaking roof and not having, rats around. It's like, it's
Hmm.
poverty. But you learn how to deal with harshness so that way you learn it's a gift in many ways to learn how to face yourself in having nothing, then building yourself up. Because what else can I lose? It's the mindset and the
Yeah.
default behavior. So I have nothing to lose. So I
Hmm.
will try. And I will try again and again and again and again. When I came to the United States, I spoke no English. I literally knocked on the doors. And then I couldn't understand that people don't knock on a door, then yet they apply online for jobs. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I was 22 and I literally went Vegas, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going on there on the businesses that nobody walks on the streets. And I'm like, hi, are you hiring? Yeah, go online and apply. I was like, okay, what is that?
Yeah.
Do you have an application? But do I own it? I own it. Am I happy for it? I want it. Not that I own it, I want it. I want it now every time I start new. That's why I'm starting anew again and again and again, because that is what builds confidence, the itch. And then you said, let me go back again. Then you said, I feel I can't connect with people. And then you have to face the fact that you are on your own path alone.
Yeah.
And if you are with the crowd and hurt, then that's very comfortable. That's safe. It's literally telling you
Yeah.
to follow the crowd, but dare to go on your own path, unpaved.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because when we have like play groups for the kids, and all the other parents will be congregating. And this has just been a theme for my life of I'm just like I can like interject and have moments of connection. I can connect really well one on one with people. But I often find when I hear the group discussion, I'm like, I'm just gonna go play with the kids. Like this isn't for me, and there's not really a way to interject because often what I have to say is like so out there that it disrupts this like flow that's happening. And I
I love that.
feel, yeah, it's like if I'm invited to, then I will. But I often have strong opinions on things that it's not as, people like to kind of buff each other up a little bit, and there's like a sense of camaraderie and suffering, and I tend to not navigate well in those waters. So
Mm.
I like to escape out or just call out the illusions and yeah, maybe I'm giving myself too much credit here too. But it is interesting how culture kind of defines your self-esteem, and we have we have friends who are from Russia, and they're just like they're just different. Like they just have this like underlying steadiness of we'll just continue, like of course it's hard, and just really have this composure that is endless, it seems.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
And he touches on Tantra yoga and religion, right? And how a real Christianity is through prayer,
Mm-hmm.
has been developed through the prayer, and the difference between meditation, which is mind driven, versus the prayer, which is heart driven. And I will go back to even Russians and even, Slavic, whoever, it's Europeans back then. There's this sense of honor. I cannot
Yeah.
explain it. It's like, okay, in the battles, it's not even it's national, but it's on a national level.
Mm-hmm.
Love. but it's also a love for the blood of being
Yeah.
Serbian. It's like this pride that it's not, oh, look at me type of, but rather than I will die with
Mm-hmm.
honor,
Mm-hmm.
but never, I would never die ashamed. Do you know this is 3,000 years worth of, we were chopped heads on the block back in 12th century, the flies
Mm-hmm.
moving around. But I was like, no, we went with heart saying we would die with honor because we believe in what we believe and we believe in our blood. And when you have this, like, I just get chills when I talk about this. I literally cry. It invokes this feeling of being and belonging into the bloodline. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really, really deep. So, and it's deeply engraved into such cultures where um you watched, you met death over and over again, and you're talking atrocious
Mm-hmm.
dying and um something. This is where I think to face such dangers and to still sustain and continue living and not fall and not be kind of like almost erased from earth is like it builds this inside of you. And but this prayer that comes in when we took the Christianity back in 12th century, I don't know what it was, and we were christianed christianed, I guess, by Romans or Catholic or whatever, Romans back in the day. We did not deviate from it, but we took the orthodoxy, which the orthodoxy carries over to a special, I don't know the difference, I really don't understand it, to the Russians as well. So our today, believe it or not, is our Christmas today, January
Yeah,
7th,
yeah. I
Russians,
was just reading about that. Yeah.
and we have our
Merry
New Year
Christmas.
as well. Yeah, thank you. Because and fast forward, whatever. But there's this deep, deep trust in so much bigger powers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it comes in. It's like, yeah, we're limited by default as humans, but I can see something, I can feel something beyond being human. And I think this is what sustained us as a just as a culture all this time when we have two alphabets. We are swearing with it. We have you carry it with you and you feel this with me all the time. So it's like I cannot not to wholeheartedly with the big ass chest on open for you, love you and hug you. I simply cannot. It speaks through me and it's
Mm-hmm.
engaged with it. So it's beautiful to love hard like this
Yeah.
and to go through life with the it's tough but it's hard and it's beautiful with it too.
Which which part is tough and hard?
That you know you will fail again and it's gonna be painful
Yeah.
and you're gonna continue again and again and again because it's like no matter what
Yeah.
you are gonna continue. And this is where standing up, this is the post that I did with Meredith too. It's like it's the biggest superpower, she says, in the world is to
Yeah.
be able to pivot, but you pivot. You migrate, you pivot, you move, you go, you stand up. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
falling. It's about how fast you can stand up and continue again and again and start again and start again and start again
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
equal passion. Yeah.
I just watched that this morning and I was resonating. I was like, wow, this and I've heard the message told a number of times, but right now it's incredibly relevant because there's this feeling of um for me like wanting to choose the right thing
Mm.
of like, okay, I did the wrong thing once and then I did, you know, it's like it's wrong, but it was right because it led me down this path and I'm here and it's perfect. So I'm like totally accepting of that. But there's this element of like, hmm, where am I now? And um, yeah, to pivot for, you know, for me, like the two energies I think of are um Mars and Gemini in second house with Pluto and Aquarius transiting and Venus and Pisces. it's like it's so ethereal and seeking and searching and moving. And there's this continual feeling that if I place myself here, the next moment it'll be like I'll place myself here, and the next moment I'll realize I'm on the wrong page and I'll have to place myself again. And
But who
it's like,
cares?
well, yeah, and I'm wrestling with that. Like, who
Mm.
cares? It's like, ultimately it's me that cares.
Mm.
And it's like I don't want to disappoint myself because I'm almost sick of this process of it's yeah,
Hmm. Good.
I'm unfolding, unpacking a little bit. It's like I'm sick of the process of finding myself anew because I'm like, oh, I get that the onion has many, 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 many layers, but I'm like, I feel like
Wait, wait,
I feel like I've
wait.
been peeling the onion endlessly. How many more layers can there be? Come on, let's just get to the ball in the middle.
Okay, wait, but let's dissect this. I'm sick. Get me there, damn it.
Uh,
You're sick of trying always anew. By default, this feels like you want to close off and hide under the cover. Fine, do it. But what if you just said, I love starting anew? I actually really definitely enjoy it, and why would I stop? I don't understand. Why would I stop starting new?
mm,
Because honestly, there's nowhere to go. Honestly, there's nothing to attain if you really think about it.
yeah. Well, yeah. The second house energy is like, you better figure this shit out because we need our stability. We need we need like the nice things. We need the home.
Yes.
We need to have this sense that things are taken care of so that you can relax. And
Hmm.
we've been in a place of limbo of like not really being relaxed. Like, oh, like in one moment in a day, I can be like, it's totally abundant. This is amazing. This, like, I have everything I need and more. This is infinite.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And then a moment later, be like, oh fuck, I really got to figure this out. Or we need to make a sale, or I need to, yeah.
But
There's this push on both sides, and I find myself in the middle,
mhm.
quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, mine is brutal.
Yeah, I know, and I'm in the mind too. It's funny too, going back to culture real quick. It's like the your experience is recently genetically or with your bloodline or whatever the energy of the land that you grew up on, like the blood that was spilled into the land. It's very recent. It's also very ancient. It's just continuous. And then there's a sense of like being born in America. There's been stagnation for quite a long period of time. And then there's this like you can feel the the dissonance of what it means to be American and like it's depending on who you are, like I don't mean to shame anyone, right? But it's hard for me to feel a sense of pride because when you can sense corruption and lies and deceit and all of this, it's like, you know,
Yes.
I I don't I don't feel a sense of tying in and and the more that I'm told to honor that side, the less I actually want to. I want to just be free and get away from it and not be tied in with anywhere. And so I feel there's a sense too of like um for whatever my life path is, for whatever I'm meant to do, ultimately I am someone who craves something new and I crave to not be pegged down and I crave to do the thing that you don't expect from me. And it's like I'm leaning into that more and it's so uncomfortable because I'm like, well, then yeah, here's the fear unpacked. It's like how can someone possibly love me if I'm continually changing? Like if I'm honoring that side. And I think of the moments when I've had like epic fails. Like, okay, I almost became a pilot. I got right up to the end and was like, this isn't for me. Carry on. And I did a good job of pivoting. And before that, it was financial planning. I did the whole course. I knew everything. I could tell people tax planning, end of life, all of it. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Carry on. And this is a theme for me. And the reflection of judgment or like shame that I'm assuming to receive is like, oh, Eric is fickle. Eric always changes his mind. Eric can't stick with anything long enough to succeed. Eric can't do this. Just brutally uncomfortable that it causes, it's actually, it's that piece that's caused me to stay longer than I need to in those things. Which, when I think back to flying, I'm like, what did I, what drew me in? What did I like? What was the piece that was like, it was amazing. It was like the best part about flying for me was the feeling of taking off, just like this weight, and then all of a sudden you're in the air, and then it's just like beautiful. It's hard to describe in a small plane. There's nothing like it. And then
Mm,
the feeling of landing, of using coordination, skill, my mind, working with the wind, and landing like beautiful. Like that was my bread and butter. Was if I could get the instructor to like, be like, whoa, I've never landed like that. I had a couple of those, and I was like, yes, yes. Um, and then everything beyond that was, well, since you like flying, you need to go this career path. And the rest of it was like constriction, stress, fear, worry, and I got into like quite a dark place around um constantly feeling like I was gonna die in a plane crash. And it was just like that's just part of becoming a pilot. And there's an element of the best pilots are those that can disassociate from that feeling, can hold the emergency plan and know what to do, but also not let it like take over their nervous system. And what was happening is my nervous system was just like completely reactive. Um, so in reflecting on that, it's like, oh, I might have done 50 hours of flying and then been like, okay, I'll just take this skill and carry on with it. But it's like, oh, I have sunk costs. Like I put all this money and time into it, and I told people that this is what I was going to be. Like I was telling people I'm going to be a commercial pilot and do and fly for a career and do all this stuff. And the idea of it sounded good in the moment, and I fully believed that that's what I was going to do. And as time went on, it's like it shifted, and then the pain, the dissonance between those two things was so great that at some point I got hit by a truck.
mhm.
You know, it's like legit. I got hit by a truck on my bike and had an injury, and then it caused this 2 weeks of just being on the floor, healing for me to reflect and really sit with like, why did I get hit by a truck? But also like, is this what I want to do? Like, what's happening? You know? And so it's like, hmm, how can I learn to, in the moment, trust that the people who can hold me will hold me? And even if no one can hold me, that it's okay. I can still hold myself. Meaning, like, it goes back to self love. Like, instead of projecting shame out and receiving it from the other, just realizing that the shame is coming from me and it's coming from my inability to accept like this is just who I am. Been the hardest thing of like I'm just like a free spirit. I just will constantly be shifting, trying new things and exploring, and it's almost impossible for me to peg anything down. Thank you for sitting with me while I
And how does it feel when you say this? I'm just
it,
gonna change. That's
yeah,
me.
it feels I feel calm and I feel good. Like this is, and how we started was like I want someone to match and see my edges and then get me. It's like I just wanted that for myself, which is the reality is if I could share with you, like we could like link our hair like an avatar and you're like, "Oh, I can see everything about you now." And then I'm like, "Okay, Melitza knows this edge. I'm gonna break that open and go way beyond it." It's just a natural part of who I am. It's just I don't want to be in a container, whatever that means. So,
Mm.
yeah, I feel like a lot of energy actually. I feel a lot of yeah. Now what to do with it? I don't know.
You'll start something new
Yeah.
and you'll own that. But you see, what you're saying actually is that your nervous system, your body, yourself closes off every time you start something new because you learned how to do that somewhere. So, where did you learn how to close off and pull literally in the opposite, feeling shame that you didn't complete what you said out loud and announced you will? Where did you learn that?
Somewhere in childhood. So, yeah. Somewhere in my childhood, I it would maybe take me some time to
See?
feel the
So,
moment. Yeah.
okay. And if you cannot find it, here's what the books said. This is not me. Take it from the science. If it's 0 to 5, and I don't know if it's us actually, I can't remember, did we go over this or not? But if it's 0 to 5, it is subconscious,
Yeah, which
meaning,
that's probably why it's not tied with memory.
yes,
Hmm.
meaning you can't get into it. It has to release itself out and it has its own time to come out, but you're aware, you're becoming aware, which is a huge deal. And then if it's 5 to 10, then you suppressed it consciously and you can pull it out and work it through. So when because you're super clear that this is the cycle, you actually are very clear in
Hmm.
understanding that I'm doing this and I've been doing this for quite some time.
Hmm.
But yet I am a creator and I can change the narrative about it. I want to change. So what if I'm not a pilot? So what? I own it. It's mine. I get to try it. I get to fulfill that part of me as one puzzle only that wanted to experience this. Now I can speak out of that experience. Next,
Yeah.
next, 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 next. And look, you have evolved to become a father, the owner of the house, the husband, the friend. You actually, in the meantime, maintained a lot of things as a consistency. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you announce them or not. Who cares? Literally, who cares what you announce?
Yeah.
That's why I love when you come
Well,
with.
it's the 10th house, it's definitely 10th house, second house energy, which is that's where it's showing up the strongest, you know.
You see, but let's tie all of it together.
Yeah.
Who cares what you say? Actually, what matters is the inch of something that you genuinely want to do. It doesn't matter. In the end of the
Hmm.
day, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about what you're doing. It's your private own thing. But do what you're going to stand behind it and own it. Own
Hmm.
it that you want to be a salesman. Did you want to launch the business? Did you play it with the AI? Listen, I'm just going to say one
Hmm.
thing. To be able to handle yourself in a multitudes, which means multi places, to
Hmm.
start and go, that's at the beginning and standing up again. Actually, if this is what you want, you're gifted by default with you just literally with the I'm desiring and I'm gonna try 112 things and one will work. But
Hmm.
listen, I'm going to try no matter what. And I don't have to announce it. I think the annunciation of it is what freaks you out.
Yeah. And I was just gonna step into that a little bit too. It's almost
You're so excited about it. This is
yeah,
so
because
childish.
Yeah, yeah.
Childlike meaning, but that's
Mm-hmm.
so innocent. And this is where Aries comes in place. So let's go back to United States, how old it is, 284 years, right? So it's a baby compared to someone who
Yeah.
has been ruined and destroyed. And plus, it has never been destroyed to the ground, that it needed to be rebuilt herself. It built on the concrete again and again and
Mm-hmm.
again and again. And that is, you can only know that much. So I understand it, but it's a baby, and baby needs to put the finger in the
Yeah.
plug. Freaking put that hand on the stove. Seriously,
Yeah.
meaning you will only learn that way no matter what I tell you. Don't do it, don't touch it. You actually learn by experience. So full force,
Mm-hmm.
Aries rising, Martian charge, but you will realize what you're charging for is actually, you're gonna need to find what you're charging for. That's your Piscean nature. It's like it's inside of you, and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
stand and die for it, and you're gonna go for front with something that you believe, but you have to discover it. And this is where it's like discovery is like, it requires failures. This is why
Yeah.
I'm not a parent, because I will teach you how to fail. I
No,
feel like,
that would make you a great parent.
oh my God. Well, first, yeah, later on.
We do that with we do a decent job of that with the kids. And I think that's the number one driving force behind why they are quite capable at their ages. People are
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you're such good parents. You must have like really taught them." I'm like, yeah, the biggest component of teaching is letting them figure shit out and make mistakes.
Okay, let me just add one more thing too. Yes, and also being able and capable. You're no less capable than I am. I'm not comparing myself to you at all. But you're a human being. You have equal of everything as I do. Being capable to be on your own, handling your own life and what it gives you, which means maintain your emotional needs, maintain your physical needs, maintain your safety, take care of yourself, do the hygiene. Like, look how much we have to do in life. Plus, add the work, plus, add the spirituality, plus, add creation, plus, we can actually handle multitudes in life. We should be, we must by
Mm-hmm.
default. Don't think yourself as a singular one-lined tunnel vision. No, you can do a lot. So free range, sir. Anywhere you
Yeah.
want to go,
Mm-hmm.
any chicken you want to pick up to run with, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Opening
competition. And,
opening it up. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't I don't feel a sense of competition. I feel a sense of expectation.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Conditionality.
and in the announcing of the thing, it's like that is the moment where I'm trying to impress people or be or like make it logical. Like maybe this is Aries too of like, oh, being a pilot, that would be a good career. It would be fun. Not until I get in the plane do I realize like what it is that's drawing me in. And then the Aries part wants to still hold on to like, well, this is what I said I was gonna do. So
Well, where's your Mars?
Gemini, second house.
Okay, so Aries is ruled by Mars, right? And your
Mm,
Mars is intelligent. And
mm,
Gemini is not only intelligence, it's emotional intelligence, soul intelligence, higher self intelligence. So you actually have capacity to handle layers of your intelligences.
mm-hmm.
100%. And the second house is not material only. Yes, it is, but it's also value. What do you find valuable?
Yeah.
So if this is the value of you to go and announce your, then do that. Like, who cares what they say? Doesn't matter the feedback. But if the value is intangible, like you discovered, you want to conquer something. You want to conquer. You want to go and conquer. It's either the intelligence, the spirit, or the material realm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's you're gifted with warrior type. That's a
Yeah.
huge deal. You're not gifted to sit there and blend with Neptune and disappear and be
Mm-hmm.
requiring someone to come and feed you because you cannot move.
Yeah.
So you have
Mm.
a lot of power.
Yeah. And that's as we unpacked it, I was like, oh, feeling a lot of energy. And yeah,
So I
it's
love
like,
it.
okay, so my own shame cycle is announcing something and then feeling the need to shift and then shaming myself for not being consistent. And I think it's, I'm okay, there is comparison because my dad, my brother, my grandpa, they had careers. They stuck with it.
Mm.
And that's what brought the stability, the safety, all of that piece. There's an element of like fear that if I totally step into this energy of freedom, that of course 55
Hmm.
would be tied in, that I'll lose something on the back end.
What? Like what?
Well, the things I care about the most. It's maybe this fear is unfounded, but it's like to lose the relationships, the family, the
So what?
well, shit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna process this not here, but
But really, like, watch fear. And I wrote about this exactly for the same exact reason. Fear, most of the time, does not materialize.
yeah, it's a mile wide and an inch deep.
Yes, it is. It comes out of blue. It's huge. It's actually, it can be anything that we fear of. But in majority of the cases, we suffer thinking it will materialize, and it never materializes.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, so what? Pass that on.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're not gonna lose what you're afraid you're going to lose. What I meant by it.
Yeah, it's just like it is a fear. So carry on. Don't let it destroy my potential.
Yes. And don't stop because of the fear that never materializes.
hmm So,
I love how you're avoiding. I'm done with talking about this. Sorry, move on. I said, move on, damn it.
no, I'm like, not, yeah.
Are you itching to go and do something about it? Because you're released. Okay, we can stop.
Am I itching? No, I'm not itching. Um, I'm just ready for February, I think. Maybe I'm not ready. Oh my God. The announcing is an issue. So if I'm almost like coming at you like Counselor Melita.
We're the same anyway.
Yeah,
What you see in me is you. You just don't want to admit it. Okay, carry on.
carry
You
on.
know, carry on. So,
Um,
what are you going to do about the announcement? Just try and not announce anything and see how far you
yeah.
can go.
Well, and I don't have any like big thing that's latching on right now. It's just,
Good. Actually, this is ideal. Big things scare you.
mm-hmm,
Watch, if you think big things are very scary, how about you start
mm-hmm,
small? But you start small every day, inch for an inch.
yeah,
If I
hmm,
look at the skyscraper, holy, I don't want to go there.
mm-hmm.
You know, I walked down Eiffel Tower on the stairs. Did I tell you this? From the top
Walk
to the
down.
bottom,
You
I
walk down.
walked on the stairs down.
Why didn't you walk up?
I took an elevator up.
How come?
Well, you take the elevator to get up. And then I was supposed to go down and the elevator broke. And I was like, well, I'll
Mm-hmm.
just go take stairs. Do you know, it was the best thing ever because it took step by step by step. And I noticed everything 360. It was gorgeous. It was the journey took me 30 minutes to get there,
Yeah.
but it was step by step. So
Mm-hmm.
walk, don't take the elevator,
Mm-hmm.
walk
Mm-hmm.
and make a
Okay.
step.
So you can be a counselor or you can just dismiss me. I'm gonna try to make this short. Um, I have a YouTube platform where it's a great platform to just try things, say things, change my mind, do whatever. Um, my question is more around modality. I've been thinking like, would it would it satisfy me to start doing an interview style, more like what we do, and instead of just me by myself talking to a camera, thinking I have the idea, and I was like, oh yeah, sounds good. Um, but I'm just curious, what do you think
About what?
about that?
About you or
Yeah.
about your platform?
Yes.
About you or your platform?
Well, start with one, whatever.
If the platform is your museum, what would you want to put in there? The printed pictures or a masterpieces that took time to develop?
Hmm.
If you were to invite me into your museum, would you charge me a ticket or would you open it up for free? If you were to leave the Museum of Art after you as your legacy, what would that be? And for who? You know, museums are free. Not everybody goes there. And the art gallery, and then you have Aubrey Marcus, and then you have Aubrey Marcus having whatever that was last year. Book of poetry charging $179 just to come and talk to him. And him, who compared to Rumi, whose books are $9. Right. So it's like you have to,
Or yeah.
who are the people that you want to connect with? That's one. Who do you want your platform to talk to? Your museum of art, your MoMA. I see the tools. I change the way I look at the social media. I actually love it because I come back to my museum
Hmm.
and I read my words because they resonate deeply. I stand behind them. I can explain them. Why I mean, I can elaborate on them. I love the colors. I love everything. I'm actually thoughtfully developing my art piece. And that art
Hmm.
piece is going to last only if I put my heart in it and I can leave it. I can leave it as an extension. And it's just one part of me that I put intention and thought and my heart into it with the small little pieces, right? So everything matters. The song that I choose, the words I put in, the colors I choose. So to me, it's the MoMA, it's the art. I'm not trying actually to get. I'm surprised when someone follows me. No joke. Because and then I have a friend who says, well, I have this Eventbrite and there's the
Hmm.
QR code and then it's printed out, like a luminate. I was like, why are you printing this out? What are you trying to get? And he goes, followers. And I was like, well, for what? Just so you look like people follow you, and half the time you get like 9 commercials out of 10 nobody sees unless they actually intentionally go to your art museum to find something, and everything then makes sense. If your intention is to find what you're looking for, you will connect with it. But he wants followers. I don't want followers. I
Hmm.
want the richness of it. When you enter into the field of it, you can feel that everything makes sense no matter where you go. It's there, and for that I need time. I knew I needed 6 years, and I gave myself 6 years to develop. So, if your platform is your museum of art, offer what you think it matters for people to come back to, and offer something that they will enrich through it. But if this is you,
Yeah, that's tough.
what platform are you?
What we said about platform.
Yes, because your aim is to gain money.
No, no.
Or actually, okay, what do you need platform for? Because museum holds
Yeah,
price
it's
price pieces.
it's the art and the contribution and the yeah, the art and the contribution, the love and the expression. And in that, It's like there's an element of play. So what I did 6 months ago, I think, was put the kids down. I came in, turned the camera on, and I riffed. And then I told you about it, and you were like, "Well, what did you put in your museum?" And I'm like, "Well, not just me talking to the camera about anything that happened. Like who would watch that? I probably wouldn't watch that." And then I go down this road, and then I go all the way to the other extreme of like, if it's the masterpiece, then I can't publish anything. You know what I mean? So it's like I find myself,
Mm.
where do I go?
If you don't want to look at it, who do you think will look at it?
No, I get that. I've already let go of that piece.
Right? It's like you actually want to look at it. Look
Hmm.
how fucked up we think of ourselves, right? It's like I actually want to create something I want to admire by myself. And I want to look at it again and again, and I want to analyze it. I want it to touch me. My
Hmm.
creation, I want it to touch me. So can you create something that you will come back to? Start there. It's simple. And
Mm.
if so, what is it?
Oh God.
Hmm. That's, but Eric, this is what you would learn how to love about yourself and look at it from you're now witnessing yourself rather than experiencing yourself. Three things you can witness you can be you, and you can become you. Meaning you're either you as an experience, you're experiencer of that experience, or you're witnessing the experience of yourself as experiencer.
Hmm.
It's just both the bunch of words, but that you can change. But why would I? Okay, tell me one reason why wouldn't you want to create something that you would come back to? Because look, you come back to your heart a lot. Why not create something out of it? You don't go back to your mind intentionally. Oh, let me go back and try another thing. No, you come back to your heart.
Mm. No, I do. I really do. Uh, right now, right now it's like there's 10 things, and I'm like, how do they come
They
together?
don't
Or
have
do
to.
they come together? Or I only take three of them, two of them?
Who says they have to come together?
Well, because it's what I would want to experience.
Okay, so you have 10 colors and one canvas. 10 colors will state
It's not even it's like 10 canvases and they're not canvases. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's a puzzle, okay, but start with one puzzle with one color. Do the red if you feel like red and place the
yeah,
red on the canvas. But
yeah,
do
and
the red.
it's unpacking. It's just unpacking because like, yeah, perfectionism is my motif. And
It is,
yeah,
but that kills the vibe immediately.
I know. Tell me about it.
That's why I make mistakes. You're like, I'm so annoyed by you right now. Okay.
I'm actually not. No, you could
But this
agitate
is
more if you wanted, for sure.
no, no need. We just talked about your platform as your MoMA, your museum of art. We didn't talk about you.
Okay, go ahead.
If I see you in your museum of art, I would want to meet the artist.
Hmm.
And who, and if the artist it's talking to the camera, will it be the same when I see it in person?
You don't want to meet your heroes in real life. There's almost an element of like the museum has standalone potential and it elicits something in the viewer that does something different for the author, for the painter, for the sculptor.
Okay, but let me tell you this. If you are, have you met a person? Well, Meredith is the person who I met that is the same on camera as she is in person.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I got that vibe from her too.
and she even said in the interview, she goes, Pam Gregory is the same exact. I've never met the person, I never met a lady in person, but I bet with my life that she's exactly the same as she shows herself in front. Authentic,
Hmm.
unique. And that comes with literally standing behind fully what you say. So whenever, and this is what I notice, whenever I try to quote someone else, I'm literally not authentic. No, I'm not authentic. When I'm trying to teach whatever that I know that I learned from someone else's book, I'm not authentic. I actually freak out because that's not me. But what I can do is collect it, find my way to express the collection of all these works, and then stand behind it. I can repeat this anytime in the dreams in front of you on the camera. And I'm getting more comfortable with it because, yes, I know a lot of these things and ideas, but are they really mine? So if you are to show yourself, is your authentic self speaking in monologue, or is your authentic self actually exchanging? And exchange is what you've done for 2 years. You're very comfortable with it. You're opening up, you're closing, you're challenging. This is you. You're literally all forms. Me too. This, what you and I are
Hmm.
doing had helped me a lot by standing behind my words, even though we anchor into something else, but
Yeah.
I'm elaborating on it and I can come back again and again and again. It all makes sense to me, because I can speak about it, of it, from it, with it. I am that, what I say. So, as you on the platform, would you want to come back to you authentic self? Because that's you, that simply you can't go wrong. Or
Hmm.
would you want to present something that it's not yours? And when someone comes in and talks about it, you'd be like, hold on, let me just pull the book because I forgot. That's not mine.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that at all.
But you want to be you. And this
I
is who
do.
you fall in love with,
Hmm.
genuinely. When people say I don't want to watch myself, it's like, holy shit, I analyze everything about myself. I'm like in my own laboratory. I look into not only I look, how I react, how I breathe. It's like, wow, wow, look at this. And then I take myself as observer and I'm like, but watch what I did. That's true. Watch what I did, how I confuse myself. I'm literally self-analyzing. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Who else is there to analyze? Who cares? You want to analyze yourself
Yeah, I feel like that's easier to do in dialogue for sure because
with
you
someone else.
can. Hmm.
Yeah, you're not mad. Makes you less crazy.
And I feel, man, I think it's like I need to just go with it. There's this, there's a sense of like who would be a guest or whatever if I'm always changing topics or if it's like, but the
I
reality is,
love it.
I don't know if it matters.
I love it
Yeah.
because I felt the same.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, so it's like, did you go in? I don't think you started with intention, but now do you have intention of like, here's my people, and then they fall outside
Oh
of it?
no, no agenda, no judgment. No agenda, no judgment. I gave up of it at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And to this day, it's like, yeah, no, I ask. If it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's yes. And I will ask until I don't. And if I
And you
ask
only
for the
ask when you're interested.
when I feel I should ask, I will ask. Literally, it's like, oh,
Hmm.
come on. No joke. I thought this would be one, two, three, and end up being 23. And I'm like, wow. And now I'm surprised because I didn't ask and I didn't know what it is. In the beginning, it's the hardest. You remember? It's the hardest in the beginning. It gets hard before it gets easy. And then when you
Hmm.
get into that momentum, it's doing its own thing. You're just showing up for it.
Yeah.
You're just literally showing up for it. And I didn't know. I thought like you, I was all over the place. But now, the more I add, the more it makes sense. And why stop? When I don't really have anywhere to go with it. I don't. I'm not trying to get anywhere. And I'm not trying to get anything from it. That's the best part. Don't ask, don't expect. See through it. With it, through it, give, 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 give. It's not yours anyway.
Hmm.
Try it. And do it, I guess like do it just because you want to try to experience yourself in that way and see how far you're going to go. And don't even think of it when you're going. So, you and I show up Wednesdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
continuously with so much passion. Eric,
Yeah.
you know how to do this. Just do this.
No, yeah. Like and actually, some of the questioning I had was like, this seems too comfortable. Like, shouldn't I be uncomfortable? And like being by myself, like figuring that out. But it's like the dialogue has always been the richest part for me, and the one-on-one exchanges have been the most meaningful. And it takes me, it's like I'm presenting someone else, and that's where I can thrive because it's like, and I think for you and I specifically, I think part of why we're connected in the universal scheme is because we're going to be leaders in how to feel and be human in this changing age. And I can't really do that when I'm just talking to a camera and then posting it. I can't really capture it, right? But
Mm.
in
Have you tried?
why would you ask that?
Because I know you didn't. Yeah, I know you didn't pour yourself out alone. Why? Why I know? Because I know that I said the exact same thing before I actually did it. And I did it again, and I did it again, and I did it again. And for the third time, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, okay, well, I need a structure. So let me write myself a question. This is how this workshop Q&A came in. It's like, I need to answer something. I need something to be, I need something to direct my
Mm,
mind. Okay. We learned this from OSHO. Direct your mind, concentrate it because it's all over the place. This is what joy is doing and it freaks us out. I want to concentrate my mind and I'm going to literally ask hard questions that it invokes me to think and stimulates me to come back into me. And then I'll go
mm,
from there. And guess what? It worked. Why? Because I lost myself in the monologue. I was talking to the infinity and I was just literally being present. So you will find a way. You just have to try. And you will see when you're fake and judge yourself and try again. Do you want to be from your mind, exposing yourself in MoMA, or you actually want to be in the heart? Differentiate when you do the both, or can you do the both, right? Small percentage of people can do both. Do it, confuse yourself and sit with it, but own it. Because tomorrow, when you are on a book tour or whatever, doesn't matter, you're going to need to be yourself. Otherwise,
mhm,
you are going, like stand behind the words. He is good in poking, also, because he stands behind every word that he says.
mm,
And it's unbeatable. You can just feel it. It's like I can't even say anything against it. It's true. It's his truth, and I take it as truth.
mhm,
I don't want to change it. It's true. It's true. Now I have to deal with how I react to it. But try it.
mm.
Write yourself a question or write just one question and see what you have to say about it. Talk to yourself. True. Talk to yourself.
Well, now I'm utterly confused.
Great. So if I ask you, what is the strength? What does the strength mean to you?
Strength?
Strength. Where is the
When?
strength sourced from?
What strength?
Strength. When do you feel strong inside? Where is it sourced from?
Movement?
Talk about it. It's very easy to get the questions. It's hard to get the answers.
Mm,
But I had so much to say on this simple question, and I literally were like, oh my God, strength is your stamina. And what is stamina? The
mhm.
emotional stamina, the physical stamina, the intellectual stamina, the soul, spiritual stamina, energetic stamina. It's like how much of the strength I can feel inside my body. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, but direct the mind so you can open inside. Try.
Okay,
Can't wait to
so,
see.
well, hold on.
Okay.
Don't leave me.
Don't leave me now.
All right, here's my confusion. Um, I did this before. I prompted myself, I talked to the camera, and then I posted. And then you said, "What would you have in your museum?" And I was like, "Well, not that. Just answering a question and kind of doing free association and getting to the end." Would I watch it? Probably not. No.
Wait, but what you did was you read the teleprompter.
No,
True?
no, no. No. This was I put the kids to bed and then I brought up a story around what happened in the day and then I just unpacked it and it would be like 20 to 30 minutes. And then I just posted and it was raw.
And
And I told you like this is what I'm doing and you were like, "What would you have in your museum?" I
gosh.
was like, "Maybe not that." You're like, "Would you just have all of your pictures or the select few?" And I was like, "Okay, so I can't do the all the pictures thing."
Yeah. So did you select a few? Do you liked?
No, I stopped doing it
Why?
completely because because that's what I thought you were saying.
No, select a few, chop yourself in pieces and see which one it's the most
Ah,
tasteful.
yeah.
Would you eat finger from a
Yeah,
cow,
if I was
or
very
would you eat a
hungry.
big, okay, or would you really enjoy yourself a good like steak? But
Yeah.
what I ask is that you need to know. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
you
And
give me
yeah.
something to pay for, and would I pay for it? Probably not. But if this is the feedback that you want, tell me you. I really want to see you. Watch. Can I just stop for a second? You cannot you can't have a museum without having an audience. Clear. You can't have an art piece. If you want to have an art piece that is digital, people are just going to pass by with Starbucks in the hand. That's it. I've done it here in LA all the time. There's the pop up. It's a pop up. And you literally go there. And the last one I did, well, the one that I remember that I did was the digital format of the collections of the newspapers. And it was literally glued. And then on top of it was mixed with real paper, newspaper, the pictures from the past in a little photography format, and then some digitalized, some pixelized, and then boom, digital colored iPad pictures. It didn't make sense. It was chaotic. And I just passed by it. It didn't touch me. It didn't touch me. So, what touches people? What actually touches people to come back to the museum? When you literally stay and you don't know what you're looking for, but you can feel the agony, you can feel uh, the pain, you can feel, like the light coming in a specific angle, the famine, the death lurking, the shadows, the spirit, the hope in it, the one finger pointing up there in the sky, the revelation. It's like, it's a total experience rather than a confusion. I am not a Rembrandt. I'm me. I have a tool that has to be digitalized. I don't have money to go to a museum and just expose myself as Marina Abramovich. But what I need is to touch audience. And Marina says alone, or this is why I love her, because she said, I can't do anything without the audience. My art is my audience. Audience is my art, literally. And she moves back and says, I need to feel, I want you to feel. So I am doing my art for the sake of you feeling, so you become the entire art piece. Make me feel something. What makes someone feel something?
Hmm.
How do I know what you're talking is true and not a replica of the digital advancements? Well,
Yeah.
first, you're not going to know what you're talking about. That's the path you go, unknown. You're not going to know. You're never going to know. When you know, you're not longer an artist. You're not creating. You're not
Hmm.
trying to find it. Like the journey to trying to find yourself is beautiful journey. Can you put the picture on it? Can you put the movie on it? Can you add your senses on it? Like it doesn't even need to be creative. It can just be simply silence, meditate. Feel your meditation so I can feel chills when I watch you meditate. Move me, touch me, right? So this is why I'm like, when you listen to some classical pieces and you go to Novak Djokovic said this the other time. I saw it. It's like his coach at early age was Novak Djokovic. You know who is Novak Djokovic, right?
Say
The
again?
number one tennis Novak Djokovic,
Yeah,
tennis
yeah, yeah.
player. He's from Serbia. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But he has this like, like attitude, which is very rich inside. But his coach at the early age taught him to go to bed with poetry and sleep with classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Why so? The
To
art
yeah.
pieces, heartfelt pieces, something produced by the heart will penetrate yours and you learn how to connect with this. That's why he can stand up for every failure and carry it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he was one that protested the vaccine
Vaccines
requirements. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good
kick me
guy.
out. I'm still
Interesting.
number one. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting because Serbia does have a number of phenomenal athletes.
Has
Nikola
always.
Nikola Jokic, he's probably the best basketball player in the world. Um,
I know him.
yeah, but he's like he doesn't care. He's got a very different energy around it where
Yeah.
um yeah,
Yes.
he's like I just want to be with my horses. I don't and I don't to me I'm like I feel like that's part of the actually that's part of the mind game of why he's so
No.
dominant. But
What do you mean mind game?
I think like okay, you face an opponent and you spend all this energy and time trying to dissect and figure that out and then be stronger than them and all this work and they're one of the best ever and they're just like, "Oh, yeah, I'd rather
Whatever.
not be here." And then it just totally deflates all your energy like and now he's able to he's
But he
won the mind
means it.
game. It's chess, right?
But he really feels this.
Yeah, but that's the authenticity
Yes.
that carries through. It's like people can tell when you're faking it, and yeah,
Yeah.
some of
That's
the
why it's. Mhm.
some of the best like Max Verstappen in Formula One. Same thing. He's kind of like he's got so he's the best at it, and then he's also got three other projects, and so people will ask him, he's just like, no, I'd rather be preparing for that other thing, and then
Yeah.
people spend their whole lives trying to win this one goal, and it totally throws them off because they're like, how can you not care?
Okay, but let's talk about this. I know we're kind of extended. Wow. No, but let's talk about this. And we keep coming back to, but what can I do if I see Jokic who reached the peak and I want to get to that point? How do I know how to get there? You can't. Actually, we talked about this here. Either Einstein, but you will never be Einstein again, or you're either whatever, Rembrandt or Beethoven from the heart, but it's you. And for you to get to any peak of your life, you have to start step by step going up or going down. And how do you know that's your step? It's no one else's step other than yours. But the fact of the matter is you're continuing for it no matter what. And you are the one owning it and eating it for breakfast and standing right behind it as if it's a child. This is mine. I protect this with everything that I am. And I will continue doing it even when, and more laugh I get. And this is where it's like, what, everybody's laughing at me. Oh, it's just a confirmation. How do you get to that point of confirming that the feedback is valid no matter what it is? There's a reaction to it. And I'm not saying go out there and hate everyone in political way, but find you have the center of the heart that it's gifted to you by default. You're such a lovable person who thinks you're like, are you talking about me? Yes, I'm talking about you. You're centered, you're patient. Yes, you debate with your mind a lot, but it's a power too that you can learn how to use it. Mind is moldable, heart is not. You either have it or you don't. It's either open or you're about to open it.
Hmm.
It's very reliable, actually. It's a reliable source. And it's a portal to enter into. It's even like you have to go through it no matter what, and your mind is going to fail and you have to deal with it. So it's if you lean on the heart, it will have its own tonality, it will have its own song, and it will never wrong you. It simply doesn't have the quality to hate. or compete or judge. It does not have such qualities.
Mm.
And I think, like wanting to be big is very scary to the mind itself. It's like I don't want to be big and famous and everything. No, no, no. Actually, leave me alone. What that means is like I'm talking to myself, leave me alone to be here. I
Hmm.
don't want you to tell me who I am. Do not identify me. I tell you, I demand you, I command you. Do not. And to do that, Formula One has to zone into one spot and eliminate the noise. Only then they will actually look far in one dot to reach. I was curious to see how they're so brilliant. But anyway, right. So you're gifted with creative force. You have to
Hmm.
create, sir.
Yeah.
Sir. I
So,
don't know why I keep calling you sir.
sir.
Weird.
Mm.
Mister. Monsieur.
Am I okay to stay in liminal for weeks? Or
Yeah.
should I start something?
And also, I want to say something. Why wouldn't you try what I do?
Okay, so what do you mean?
Just do
Pod
podcasts.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
cares?
Well, and that's the thing is like it's comfortable. I When I was in Michigan, I did local business podcast and I was like, "Oh, this is easy." It was very easy for me to
Yeah. So
host
ask
another.
people if they want to talk to you. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
people love um yeah, for
Wait,
the most part,
people love talking about themselves.
people love talking through, yeah, whatever they're doing or what's on their heart.
People love talking about themselves,
Hmm.
but not everybody can exchange. They can talk, but they can't listen.
Hmm.
Well, that's not the podcast I want. That's why I talk on a podcast too.
Yeah. Well, I love you. Thank you for
Mm.
my public counseling session number 15.
Oh gosh. At least I'm like, I wish I can only be a soundboard for you, but please, who cares what I have to say?
You are a mentor in more ways than one.
Ah, no, I love you. Love through you. The infinity is the best. That's what I want. You're better in touch, and I want to hug you, but you're so far away by intentionally far away. So
For
you're
now.
missing out.
You're missing
Okay.
out.
You really are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now you have the workshop. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was thinking this morning. I'm like, I want to be there.
Come, join.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Logistics. All right.
One
Much
day
love.
you will. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.